Thank you for coming to the residents group of the Village of Great Neck Plaza, first annual Tastes of the Plaza event. And we're very happy you're here. My name is Ted Rosen, and I'm the mayor of the village. And I would like to begin by introducing the Board of Trustees, those members of the Board of Trustees that are here tonight. Deputy Mayor Pam Markscheid, Deputy Mayor Lawrence Katz, Trustee Michael DeLucia, and I'm very pleased to introduce Councilwoman from the town of North Hempstead, Christine Liu. And I would add a special thank you to Councilwoman Liu, because as you may not have heard, we approved all these supermarkets to come into Great Neck Plaza last night at the board meeting. And Christine was instrumental in bringing them to Great Neck Plaza. So thank you, Christine. I would also like to recognize people from the Chamber of Commerce, of course, our moderator for this evening, the president of the Chamber of Commerce of Great Neck, Patricia Schneider. We also have other active members of the Chamber, members of the Board of Directors, Mark Katz, Lauren DeSanto, Janet Etchikoff. And as I mentioned, this program is being presented tonight by the residents group of the Village of Great Neck Plaza. This is a group of people started several years ago during the pandemic, and they work very hard to come up with programs, many times cultural programs. The theme, of course, tonight's program is Women's History Month, which March is. Last month we partnered with the Great Neck Chinese Association, and we had a beautiful program right here in the Village Hall for Lunar New Year. Next month, April, has Earth Day, and we will have an Earth Day program. And in May, Senior American Month, we are planning to do a program celebrating seniors. So the residents group is a very hard-working group. We are very, very proud to have them take such an active part. I would like to recognize the members of the residents group who are responsible for tonight's program. In alphabetical order, Nancy Catrone, Rochelle Epstein, who came up with the original idea for this program, Nina Gordon, Deputy Mayor Pam Markscheid, and our artistic director, Joyce Miller. So we thank them for the work that they put in. We'd also like to thank my assistant, Sari Leibowitz, new to the job, but she's right in there doing a great job, and she did a lot of hard work to help put this together tonight. And also tonight we have with us our code enforcement officer, one of our code officers, Fareed Wazo. So we thank both of them for all they did doing to help with this program. Now tonight's program celebrates both certain outstanding food establishments in and near the plaza. And it also celebrates equally the women who play a key role in these establishments. Not to say that there are not men working in these establishments, we honor them, but this is Women's History Month. So tonight we celebrate the women working in the food industry in these establishments in and near our village. These establishments are very diverse in what they offer, in the foods that they offer. And that diversity of the foods that they offer is actually very reflective of the population of our village. We live in a very diverse village, and we celebrate that. The fact that we have people from so many different backgrounds is something that we should all take pride in. And people living together, working together, shopping together, sending their children to school together speaks very highly of our village. And the food from the restaurants really is reflective of that. Tonight's program, as we said, is in honor of Women's History Month. As such, it is most important and appropriate to recognize and honor the women that are participating in tonight's program. Some people in the food industry chose not to participate for whatever reason, but participated by providing food, and we recognize and honor them. These women have chosen to work in the difficult and highly competitive, challenging food industry in and around the village. And they are people that have achieved success. So they are very deserving of being recognized and honored here by us tonight. We are very proud that these women have chosen to work in establishments, some of which they originated, in our village. And it's very important, not only tonight by your being here, but all the time, that we show these people and other businesses in our downtown that we really do support local small businesses in the village, in the Great Neck community. I would also like to take a moment to recognize the food establishments that have provided the food that we have been enjoying tonight. We appreciate and thank them for what they have provided in supporting this program. Some of these establishments are not, they don't have representatives up here, but they very much participated by providing food. But I would like to recognize these establishments. Be Organic, Great Neck Diner, Incafe, Crone Chocolatier, Lounge X, Paprika, Rothschilds, Yaz Tea, Yahau, and Tous les Jours. Thank you. Again, we thank each and every one of them. Now, tonight's program will be moderated by our president of the Chamber of Commerce of Great Neck, Patricia Schneider. Pat is herself a businesswoman. She is the president of Patricia Schneider Design Consultants, a creative marketing sales promotion company. She's also, as I mentioned, the president of the Great Neck Chamber of Commerce, and previously was vice president of corporate design for Estee Lauder Company. We are very grateful that Patricia has agreed to serve as our moderator tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our moderator, Patricia Schneider. Enjoy the program.
Thank you, Ted, and I want to thank the residents group for putting together this incredible event. I would first like to just run through the panel, and so that you can know who they are. And is this on? Yes. Elena Chocokina, not that?
Yeah.
Sorry. Rory Miller, the Great Neck Diner. Donna Trapler, Rothschilds. Kelly Zhao of Yaz Tea. Marnie Ives. Marjorie Moreno of Incafe. And Ronnie Zager of Paprika. Thank you all. Now, can I ask you each, just to, in a few words, talk about yourself, your business, so that you introduce yourselves to everybody. And then we'll do some questions.
So my name is Elena. I'm the owner of Be Organic. And this month was 15 years since we first opened.
Wow.
don't come from a restaurant background. I never thought I was going to open a restaurant. I come from corporate fashion and advertising, and I plan to continue that. It's kind of a difficult story, but the reason I started this business is because I got diagnosed with cancer in 2008. So that was 17 years ago. And as a result of that, I started changing my entire lifestyle, my diet, the way I thought, the way I exercised, and basically juicing and eating organic food and eating cleanly what pushed me to start thinking that direction. Still, I wasn't completely ready to open my own business. I had a beautiful job with a beautiful company, except that a year after getting diagnosed, I also lost my job. So now I really had to put on a thinking cap. Sorry about that.
It's working.
And decided what to do next. And so I had an idea. Better? Yeah? Okay. Had the idea of opening a juice bar. Started with just juices and then slowly graduated to smoothies, soups, sandwiches, etc. until it is what it is today. It's quite an extensive menu now.
Oh, you have to listen.
Sorry.
We will have further questions to get more in
So that's
depth.
basically it. Really, I've been there for 15 years, and it's been amazing.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm Rory. I own the Great Neck Diner with my dad, Mike. We also are coming up on 15 years in the plaza. I'm very grateful. Thank you. We recognize many of you in the audience, and without you guys, we would not be here. We are an extension of your kitchen, so we really appreciate each and every one of you. I, too, had no restaurant experience when I came into this business, thanks, Dad. But we love what we do, and we love serving the community, and I love getting to know each and every one of you, and I truly love coming to work every day. So that's it for me for now.
Thank you.
I'm Donna from Rothschilds. We are open now for 7 years, which I cannot believe. I did have some previous restaurant experience, swore I would never do it again, and here I am, temporary insanity. And but I opened Rothschilds with my nephews who are Israeli, so our food is from our roots, you could say. We decided to open because we had a vision for a neighborhood restaurant in Great Neck, which we felt like it needed. And we've been incredibly blessed, just like Rory, incredible support from the community. We wouldn't be still open without you guys, and wow, we're so grateful.
Hello everyone. So my name is Kelly Jo. I am the CEO and co-founder of Yas Tea. So it just felt like yesterday that I was here presenting to the board my idea of opening a coach store, bubble tea store in Great Neck. Not everyone knows how difficult Great Neck is to do business, as how you see. I'm sure other women here knows. But Great Neck Village is really very, very supportive. I remember I was so nervous presenting my idea to the board. But long story short, I grew up in the restaurant business, came to the United States when I was 14, started as a dishwasher in a takeout restaurant. Went to Stony Brook, finished my computer science and business degree. But I felt like my roots is in the restaurant business. Most of the takeout restaurant owners that you see in the United States are from my village. So, and also the background in the technology really make me have the vision. Restaurant business is so hard, especially for women like us. It's, all of us see what's happening in the front of the restaurant. Not many people know what goes behind the curtain. So as women, naturally, physical people. I started in the restaurant business actually was verbally abused by many chefs because they naturally think women are less capable. So I'm here to prove that Yasti is a business model that support women like me who just not as strong as men, but in the end, we are here. We can run better business. So Great Neck is my 5th location. Right now, I have 12 locations, 10 in Long Island, 1 in Tampa, 1 in Manhattan. I'm on my way to open many, many more. We are going national. So
Bravo, bravo.
I'm also very involved in the community. I'm very anti-bully, so I work with a lot of school system. I still go, whenever I have time, go back to my college, Stony Brook, to help the business classes, help the students, especially to let the voices like women like us to be heard.
Kelly, can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
We have a lot of questions.
All right, so I'll let to the second one.
You are a tough act to follow. My name is Marnie Ives. I'm from Crumb Chocolatier. My store has been in this town for 40 years. It's a long time. I bought this business 26 years ago after going to cooking school, after taking a break from a corporate finance job. I was a baker since I was in 3rd grade. I baked a million different kinds of cookies. If you know my store, you'll find this funny. I would bake 10 or 12 different kinds of cookies, put them in a big mason jar, mixed like a variety, and give them to my teachers for the holidays, which is very much a premonition of where I ended up. As you know, we make a million different kinds of chocolate and we make big gift baskets. It's really the craziest thing. So we've been in business for 26 years. We've moved 3 times. I have all women working for me. Well, no, let me change that. I have one man. Mostly, forget about him. Forget about him for whatever reason. But all women working for me, and we're really, like the other women have said, it's very hard behind, once you step back in the back of the business, what goes into these businesses and what some of these women next to me are accomplishing every day.
Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Marjorie Moreno. I'm 25 years old and I opened up Ink Cafe in 2023. I actually graduated from QC with a psych degree and I wanted to be a doctor. I graduated in the pandemic, which was awful. So I'm clearly not a doctor. And my parents, I had a crazy idea and I applied to so many jobs after college. I got rejected from every single one of them. And then you know what they say, when one door closed, another one opened. So I had an idea and I was like, I want to open a business. My parents were like, you're crazy. And I was like, why? Let's do it. We can do it. It's not that hard. And at this point, I was selling pastries outside of my house. And that was going very well for me. I never worked in a restaurant, never had any experience in hospitality. I did psychology, no business background, besides a club in high school. And I was like, no, I want a business, let's do it. My mom was like, if you save money, I'll match you and we'll do it. She didn't think I was gonna save the money. And I did it. I started working really, really hard, working a lot, and I was baking on the weekends, and I was like, okay, I have the money. And then she was like, oh my God. And then I found this place in Great Neck, which where we are now, and it was God's work. Long story short, I've been baking since I was 12 years old with the alfajores. I've seen a lot of you guys eat them. They're the little butter biscuit cookies. They're really, really good. And our intention was to just be a bakery. That's why it's called Ink Cafe, .bakery on Instagram. But the food started selling, and we got recognized by Newsday actually for best proven desserts of Long Island in the year that we opened. And yeah, now our menu is very extensive. We built a really nice community on Instagram, and my mom is my partner, so the nice thing about us is that we have 2 different generations where we think about ideas and we meet in the middle. It's family owned. My sister works there, my dad, my mom. It's very family ambiance, and yeah. We've been in the village for now going to 2 years in July, which is crazy. Feels like just yesterday.
Hi, my name is Ronnie Zakin. I'm the owner and the chef of Paprika Restaurant. It is a kosher restaurant. Actually, I moved here 20 years ago from Israel. After I finished the army, I served the Israeli army, and I moved here. I had a vision of living here in America and open a business in America. And actually, I have 4 kids. We've been living in Great Neck for 18 years. And Paprika is open for 10 years. We've been open in the city for 8 years, and then after COVID, things started to get a little tough. And we decided to move to Great Neck and serve the kosher community, actually. It was a challenge, a big challenge, but we got a lot of support from Great Neck community, and we're very happy to be here. And I act from passion and love for cooking and hospitality, and I can't wait, for years to come. And we love Great Neck very much. I raised my 4 kids here, and it's an honor for me to be part of this community.
Thank you. I just want to say a few things. The Great Neck Chamber of Commerce wants to thank you all for participating and sharing your stories with us. They're incredible already. Several of you are members of the chamber, and we would love more to join us. Shop local is very important. Thank you. That's my speech. Now for the questions. Number 1, what initially drew you to the restaurant industry, and what obstacles did you overcome?
I'll answer.
Thank you, Ron.
I do have restaurants in my family, so I could say that that's sort of what drew me. But again, as I said earlier, what really drew me was that I felt like Great Neck needed a good neighborhood restaurant where people could come and see each other and know each other, and the familiarity of having a neighborhood restaurant. I guess that's what drew me to it. I would say that in that respect, the vision has come true. And I'm
there often. Thank you very much.
I recognize you.
Next question. Oh, you want to answer that as well? I have more. So, did you have a mentor when thinking about getting into your business, and who were your biggest supporters in terms of supporting your goals? How important is this mentorship and networking in the food industry for women entrepreneurs? It's a tough one.
So talking about mentorship, I have a lot of thoughts on this, and that's the reason I'm here. When I was growing up, I started the restaurant business by no choice. This is the only choice I have. I work in the clothing factory. I work in as the counter girl at the bakery. Started as like a packer, like I said, like dishwasher. So I always wanted a way out. I wanted a better life. I was looking for mentorship, but there was not too many around. So that's the reason now I have a little like experience and success. I want to share not only my vision, but most important, like the mistakes I made. So girls like me who can go somewhere to ask for advice, so they don't have to repeat the mistakes I made. That's the biggest reason I'm here today. Yeah, for mentorship.
Thank you. Thank you. How do you balance tradition and innovation when developing food products?
This is basically the Great Neck Diner in a nutshell. Tradition, innovation, all in one. When people think of good old-fashioned diner, you're thinking about breakfast all day. You're thinking about pancakes, eggs, burgers, any day part. You want a burger for breakfast? Sure, you could have a burger for breakfast. It's really hard to be innovative with something traditional. So really the demographic helps me with that. I see my demographic, I see the new trends. And so in terms of merging those, we really come up with different types of menu items, and we keep the tradition, but we also try to give a new flair as well. So it's not easy.
I've noted, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes,
I want to
go ahead.
So for me, I'm 25, so right now it's the era of social media. Everybody does TikTok, Instagram. For us, we do a lot of like Instagram reels to help us connect and build a community through the internet. And we keep everything authentic. Like our point is for you to feel like you are in Peru, like you want to feel back at home. And we keep everything. All our vendors are Peruvian. Like we use the best qualities in our restaurant to give you that taste. Even like our liquor and everything like that. I think that's very important for you for the quality of the supplies.
Thank you. Yes, of course.
My business, which is an old business, we have a lot of classic recipes that have been, staples on our shelves for 40 years. And I think the innovation really is to bring that down to like the new generation that shops in my store. The old, our original Budapest truffle, which is a refrigerated truffle. If you've been in the store and you've had it, it's like probably one of the best things you'll eat in a day. And I should have. You're right. Sorry. I brought chocolate covered strawberries. There's a million of them. Thank you. But I think in some ways we're innovative, but in some ways we stick to the classics and we bring all the classics back down to kids and teenagers and people in their 20s that are seeing our brand for the first time. Even though it's an old brand, keeping our tradition alive is almost how we finding a new way to do that. Maybe I'm not so great on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, but even just having our product get to so many people, as gifts, it really brings our product down to like new generations.
Thank you. Yes.
Does this work now? Yes. I want to say that our business is really driven by young people. So you have to really stay on top of the things that they want, that they're asking for. So when we had, first I had the idea of opening Be Organic, my kids were 7 and 11 years old. And when I ran the concept by them, they laughed in my face. Basically, they said it's only for the old people. And then several years later, their friends from school were becoming our customers. So things have changed. At that time, I think organic was still just sort of at the beginning of its lifespan, and now it's very much in demand. And so it's the young people who come to us and tell us they want to see acai bowls or acai bowls or new things or avocado toast or whatever things that are things necessary today for them. So that's
super. Thank you.
Pat?
Yes?
Marty had something to say.
Yes.
Pass the mic.
I just wanted to mention, I'm not just the owner of Paprika, I'm also a chef. And I wanted to share with you that Paprika is serving Israeli food. And Israeli food is young cuisine. And it contains maybe 100 different cultures because, people from Israel came from all over the world. So it's really interesting. And when you come to our restaurant, you feel like you're sitting in Tel Aviv. You feel home. This is a big part of our culture is to have people over and just make them feel good. When you come to our restaurant late at night, I don't know if everyone likes it, but it's really noisy and people dancing and climbing on the chairs and on the tables, and it's a big, big party. And it makes us happy. And we're celebrating Israel every single day in our restaurant. Yes.
Thank you. That's very exciting. Okay. What qualities and or values does it take to be successful in the food industry?
You already can see that what you need to succeed is a toughness that you don't see a lot. And this group of women is a tough group. And I know that they're all working really hard in their businesses like I did. The week that I bought the business, I actually got pregnant, so I've had 2 kids in that store. I've raised 2 kids in that store. One is here tonight, my first one, somewhere back there.
Hello.
And so you buy a brand new business and you're having a baby, but you don't stop. You just keep going. And I think that's what all of these people would do. They would just keep going through the pandemic, through any problem. It's a little bit of hustle and a lot of hard work.
Women rule, that's why. Okay. What strategies can help women secure funding or investment for their food business?
I think we were just having a discussion, right, earlier before this meeting. I think most important for anyone who wants to go into a business, make sure you have a solid business concept. So restaurant business, you can run it as an individual store, but if you want to go big, you need to have a solid business plan. Like, why are you special? Why people, if I have 2 bubble tea stores in the same town, why will people come to yours, not the others? So we are actually the first boba tea brand in the whole United States that are both kosher and halal. And we also bring our brand to Costco, Long Island. So do a lot of planning before you go into business. Restaurant business, like it's so hard. But like I said, like scalability. So know your business model. That's the key, in my opinion.
Incredible. Anyone else? Next. What are some of the things you have learned from working with other women in the restaurant industry, and what advice would you give to a woman who is just starting out in the food industry?
I think it's safe to say that women can do anything.
Yes.
I mean, with all of us combined here, all the hours of blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into our lives and over the years, I mean, it's just immense. But at the root of that is heart. So everything we do every day in this community is with heart. So it makes it all worth it. But women can do anything.
Thank you. Absolutely. Anyone else? Next. What role does social media play in building a food business, and how can women use it effectively? I think we started. Want to just do that again?
Okay, so I guess it's my turn. So I actually didn't want to be that involved in Instagram. Social media on its own, it's like its own job. It's very difficult. Making a video editing, it's very time consuming. But we opened a Latin place in Great Neck, and we faced a lot of adversity. It was very, very difficult our first year. I work here. You guys come visit me. I'm always there. Most of the time I'm there. And yeah, so I started making an Instagram reel. Then we made a TikTok. When TikTok blew up, I started meeting friends who are like social media influencers. And I started building a community. And it's been amazing. The amount of people that I've met and attending networking. Networking is so important. I've met so many people through it. I've met my idol, who's like the famous Peruvian chef. And I wouldn't have gotten the chance if it wasn't through the restaurant or through like networking and reaching out to people. And yeah, like anything is possible, honestly. Circling back to the last couple questions, I was very afraid. Like I never worked in a restaurant, and I had no experience, and I never even touched like a cash register before that. So it was very difficult, and the first day that I was in the kitchen was when we were gonna open. We had a chef lined up that week, and the week before we open up, she's like, sorry, I can't work with you guys. And we're like, how do we have a restaurant with like no chef? Like that's not a restaurant. I can't cook at a restaurant level scale. So then God's amazing, and we found our cooks actually through a Facebook post. We posted on Facebook, and then we found them. It was one, then it became 3, and like they're still with us to this day. One left, he went back to Chile, but yeah, like our story is incredible. And we posted a lot through TikTok, and right now I'm working more on Reels and being more transparent. I think transparency is really good. Like people will say, yeah, like everything's going great. Like no, it's not. It's very hard. The economy's crashing. You know, like it's very difficult. Being a woman, being Latina, I wasn't born here. I was born in Peru, so first generation. And learning everything. Like I learned as I went, you know, and made so many mistakes. Like the first month we had filet mignon for like every dish, every steak dish. So like that was an expensive mistake that we made. And like now I look back and I was like, bro, like I was insane. Why would I do that? Like why did no one stop me? But I look back to these mistakes and I'm like, wow, like I've grown so much, and it's learning to appreciate, you know, the ride to success.
Thank you. Ronnie, did you want to say something? Okay. What are some of the creative ways to stand out in a competitive food market? Ronnie?
So I think the biggest pain point, as all of us know here, biggest pain point for restaurant business is the labor, right? Skilled labor, especially. So that's why my next project will be bring automation from China to here. So I aim to create chef-less Chinese American restaurant concept with the Yasti edition. So very excited to just share a little bit into the project, but hopefully automation, like don't be scared of the technology, it's unstoppable. So just embrace it.
You know, do you want to
Go ahead.
I was adding to that, you know, staff. Staff is everything. I would not be who I am. Our restaurant would not be who we are without our staff. From back of house downstairs, people you don't see ever, dishwashers, prep cooks, line cooks, bussers, waiters on the front, manager up at the front. Staff is everything, and that really sets us apart. You know, I feel like we are an extension of all of your homes because of our staff, and I know about 20 of you here by first name, so it really is important, your staff, and I think that sets us apart.
Super.
Yes, that's.
Elaine?
Yes, staff is super important, and women are most of our staff usually. It's amazing how they can multitask like nobody's business. And on that note, there's Karen Solomon here, who is my manager, from God knows how long, and through thick and thin has been around. And it's not always been easy to be reporting to somebody like myself. But you know, it's just really great. Women are the best.
Ronnie?
I think the way that we stand out is attention to detail. I think in any business where you turn out a product, whether it's a plate of food, a beverage, or a gift basket with chocolate, it's always attention to detail. Everything has to be consistent. Everything has to look the same every single time. Everything that comes out of the kitchen has to look like the last one that came out of the kitchen. Like you, I'm probably not the easiest person to work for because everything has to look the same, and when it doesn't look the same, I have to go review that with someone. No, I don't think so. I don't even want to work for myself sometimes. I'm like, my boss is terrible. I haven't had a vacation in 6 years. But I think it's attention to detail and hard work, and just making sure that that product, no matter what it is, even your hospitality services, everything has to be consistent and pay attention to every single detail.
Thank you.
So as a woman, it wasn't easy to start a business. Most of my staff are male. And you literally have to prove yourself to the point that they're going to listen to you. At the beginning, they were looking at me. What do you want? Like, you blonde? Oh, like, you know, your nails, your hair. You don't know what you're doing. I'm like, okay, let me show you. You have to be tough. It wasn't easy to work with 15, men that look at you like you know nothing. But I earned my respect and my trust throughout the years. And to be honest, today the respect, and they're working with me for the last 10 years, same staff. It's really important to know your DNA and to serve it to your customers when you're acting from your belly. You know what you're doing, everything can work out. Thank you.
Thank you. Last question. Do you have any further career aspirations? What are they, and what steps are you taking to achieve them?
Survive.
I think you ought to just work more. That's all. No one has a. Go ahead.
So I really want to bring more technology into the restaurant business, so make the business model easier to work for women like all of us. So we don't have to go through a lot of the pain point of like skilled laborers, lack of staff, right? Even the crasher economy, we have to really like focus on improving our business model, make it easier for people who want to go into the restaurant business.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions from the audience that you'd like to ask these wonderful women? Yes.
What is the best dish that you serve? What's your favorite or most popular dish at your restaurant?
Maybe my grandmother's matzo ball soup. That's very popular. Our Thanksgiving dinner, our corned beef hash, our French toast. We have a lot of popular dishes. Which day part?
Your
Salads, yes, of course.
Anyway. Anyone else? Yes? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. Let's go down the road.
Probably the most popular is veggie burger. We make a really tasty one. I don't know how many, I don't see a lot of my customers here today, but it's probably our most popular dish.
I think for us, in terms of sales, our most popular dish is shakshuka. That could be just because the weekends are so busy. My favorite dish? I don't know if I could pinpoint it. There's too many.
I have some.
My most popular product is the brown sugar boba. That's our boba family, and we are the first bubble tea brand in the United States to take the 1 hour fresh boba pledge, meaning the boba is only served for 1 hour in all our stores. No matter where you go to, all boba are 1 hour fresh.
I think our best product is the chocolate covered fresh fruit. I brought some today. I think it's the most simple. You're kind of at the mercy of Mother Nature, but that's not such a bad thing. Chocolate and fresh fruit, I think that's our best thing.
For us, I want to say the lomo saltado, that's our top seller. People love that. And the ceviches, seafood, right now we're going to summer months, so a lot of seafood, we're starting to sell a lot of it. We actually have a new thing called the bote in cafe, which has a lot of like all types of Peruvian seafood. It's amazing, and it comes in like a big boat. So yeah.
I believe our favorite dish in our restaurant is majnuna. Majnuna in Arabic means crazy lady. They named after me. And it's a Moroccan kind of flat pita stuffed with pulled brisket. And yes, it's amazing. Yes.
Everything sounds delicious. Anyone? Yes?
You've all shown us why you're successful, but you've also said that Great Neck is a hard place to do business. I was wondering why you decided to open your business in Great Neck and what some of the business obstacles are that you found.
I'll go first. I think I'm the newest one here, actually. I joined Great Neck like a year and a half ago. And within that time, I've seen so many locations open and close, and it's very unfortunate. And us surviving is like a miracle. But it was very hard. I thought I knew Great Neck. I actually was sharing a story before we started. I had a friend in high school who, when 16 Handles was open here, we would go after high school and like eat ice cream, and I was like, oh my god, like I know Great Neck, like it's beautiful. Like I grew up in Elmont. I did not know Great Neck. I went to one store in Great Neck. And you know, when it's like winter months and they put the lights, it looks so gorgeous. I was like, oh my god, it's a great town. I never did any market research. I just went with whoever was willing to work with me, being so young and no prior experience. And yeah, when we were actually working on building, and before we opened up, people would come by and they're like, oh, what is this gonna be? And I was like, oh, it's gonna be a Peruvian place. They're like, oh, it's not gonna do well, you're gonna close out. And they're like, you shouldn't even open. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, yeah, here we are, we're beating all the odds. If you walk in any weekend, we're fully packed, and thanks to a lot of support of like the community. We have a lot of loyals who are locals, and it's really nice. Also, I joined a lot of like the Facebook pages. Janet has an Instagram page, it's amazing, and Seth runs the Great Neck account, and it's been awesome. It's opened a lot of doors for us, and just a little like, you know, a posting here and there. It's free, and showing support, you know. Word of mouth is very, very important, and that's how we're building our clientele and we're growing.
Fabulous.
I think why Great Neck was so difficult because I really underestimate going kosher, how hard it was. So I thought it was just simply submit an application, not fully knowing the kosher rising process. So that actually involved like completely turn everything upside down in my existing concept. So I had to find the factory in Taiwan that does the kosher boba, really re-innovate my whole menu based on all the ingredient requirement. But finally, after almost a year, we finally did it and became the first one. So it was really underestimated process. But I'm happy we're here, so still surviving. Actually do really well now.
Yes, so like I mentioned, we've been living here 18 years in Great Neck, and my kids go to schools here, and I'm in love with Great Neck. That was my dream, to serve our community. But at the same time, to be a kosher restaurant in Great Neck, it's not so easy because there's not much, you know, the community is huge, but basically it's a risk that we took. But I'm glad to say that we're fully booked every single night. We have to send people back home walk-ins, and if you don't have a reservation, you cannot actually make it. So, and they're supporting us, and it was a risk, but we aim it. So we're very grateful.
Thank you.
Anyone else have a question?
I do have a statement.
Please.
You women are terrific, very proud of you, and God keep you healthy and well, and may your businesses can succeed forever, because you kids are wonderful.
Yes. Yes.
We have small parking lots, 3 of them behind the stores, or over here on Grace Avenue, or Maple, or whatever, but it's still not that much. So for those of you who are not particularly close to those lots, how are you getting people to come in and go here?
That's a great question. Parking is so hard in this town, and so many people come in so angry because they've driven around for 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then when they finally get there, they don't have a quarter, so they have to come in and get quarters. I wish I could answer that question, but I'm with you on that. That is very difficult, and
Yes.
it's, I think it would, I mean, a piece of it would be helpful is to have meters that take credit card debt. They are. Hey! I'm happy about that.
Meters that take credit, debit cards.
I just want to say we also had a business in Huntington. We were there for 7 years, and the town had a few free parking lots. I know it's a much bigger town than Great Neck, but also for holidays between Christmas and after New Year, free parking, and that's a nice thing to have, and it brings people to town for sure.
We have free parking on Saturdays.
Oh, we do?
I think one thing that keeps a lot of businesses alive in this town, even though the parking is bad, is hard, is that it's a very walkable town. And a lot of people can walk around. And I know that a lot of you do walk around. I walk to work every day. I don't often bring my car into town. And I think that's part of the success of Great Neck Plaza in general, is that we're so walkable, and you can walk to the train, and you can walk to so many stores and parks and the library, and that's what makes Great Neck great, and that's what makes the town as busy as it is, because the parking is a challenge.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes?
I don't have a question, but I have a comment. I'm very impressed by the way, by this whole panel to begin with, but by the way you all get along with each other. I'm saying,
talking outside, and this is what we need, women that support women. So thank you for I gotta add something.
Yes.
I've gotta commend every single one of you. I admire you. I was in the food business. I helped my husband for 2 years. I hated everything. I think the hardest business in the world is the food business. I've gotta commend you.
Well, don't think that some of us don't hate it. Honestly. But, and it goes with the territory. I mean, that's the restaurant business. Some days you love it, and some days you hate it.
Hated everything. You called me at 4 o'clock in the morning. The chef didn't come. The waitress didn't come. You have to come in here right away.
Most important in the restaurant business is to expect the unexpected. I mean, that happens almost every single day. Roll with the punches and, you know, hope for the best sometimes, but.
You must love it. That's why you're successful.
Yes.
I think I want to add to that is, like all of us saying, right? We are not the easiest person to be working for, but at the same time, that's embrace that being difficult, because only you accept the fact that sometimes we do have to be not nice, because that's what makes business survive. So I think it's be nice at your convenience. That's why I say that a lot to the younger girls, because by doing that, you are accepting that you are the most important person. So ignore all the noises, ignore that people do not respect us, and just prove to them that we are strong, we are independent. So yeah.
Yay.
I'm going to agree with that. Restaurant business is so hard. I worked as a pastry chef in the city for an absolutely insane chef who taught me a lot, who is now on the Food Network. And the reason that I'm in the chocolate business is because it's actually a lot easier, because you're not working. My shift was 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. I got off the Great Neck train at like 10 to 2 every day. It's hard. It's hard, I'll tell you that. I mean, my business is a little easier because my hours are 10 to 6. I'm in a retail spot. It's a whole different ballgame. And I tell my staff all the time that they should appreciate it, because if you work in a restaurant like some of these other women, the hours are late. Some bakeries, you're there at 4 o'clock in the morning. Restaurants, you're there till 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, and I agree with you. It's very hard. It's very hard. It sent me running. I mean, I ran right to the store and bought it.
I just want to say I am incredibly impressed with each and every one of you. I've been to almost all of your establishments many times, but you all are remarkable and continue with great success. Thank you for tonight.